after massage in Thailand. Married guy feels guilty for getting a massage without a happy ending on a business trip to Thailand last week. Now not only is he guilty, he also has quite the unusual itch. So went down last week after finishing his last meeting. In fact, John went out with his coworker Manuel and they decided to have a few beers afterwards. They were walking back towards their hotel and a guy handed them a postcard advertising a massage parlor 1 block away. Even though they only had a few beers, they looked at each other and said, "What the F, let's do it, where in Thailand you only live once." So together they filed the guide to the massage parlor and they entered into what seems like a living room full of the most beautiful woman John had ever seen other than his wife, and quotations within seconds Manuel was off with the masseuse he selected. Beautiful woman came up to John. She was a little older than the other woman. She appeared to be maybe in her early to mid-30s and grabbed his hand and said, "I'm going to help you relax, follow me." They entered a room through a beaded curtain who was dimly lit, but it would seem clean, and there is a candle burning that smells nice. She told John to lie down and to take his shirt off. The massage started off incredible. John thought the stresses from his business trip drained away almost instantly. She was amazing, really good at what she did. Her hands started going lower and she asked if she wanted him to make him more comfortable and take his pants off. John nodded yes. Well, the massage was even more amazing than the first part. She really knew what she was doing. She then pulled his underwear down and started massaging his penis. After just a couple of seconds, literally just a couple of seconds, John started to feel guilty and said, "No, please stop, I'm married." So even though it was an amazing massage, John did not have the traditional happy ending. John thanked her. They got dressed and then waited outside for Manuel to finish, but seemed like 20 minutes later Manuel came out to meet John. He told him that she was hot AF. The next time he's in town he's going to come back to see her. Manuel asked John how his time went and he said, "Not as good as yours, but pretty F good." This is the first time in 12 years of marriage that John had strayed in any way from his wife, and he had felt incredibly guilty. 2 days later at home in Myrtle Beach, John started to feel quite the unusual itch while he was playing golf with his buddies. In fact, he even had to excuse himself a couple of times just to etch discreetly. He started to really freak out and put 2 and 2 together and to realize that he must have been exposed to something at the massage parlor. John Googled by crazy, but there's just so much crazy information out there online and most of it is not true. I mean, you really can't believe most anything you read online. So he went to reputable sites like the Mayo Clinic, where there is trusted medical information he could believe. After seeing everything there, he decided he needed to get tested. He learned that the ones by urine that would cause an unusual itching a man are accurate for testing purposes. 3 days later he didn't want to talk to his doctor. I didn't want to go to his insurance because his wife would see that when the exclamation of benefits would arrive in the mail. She also looks and monitors our insurance on mine, so he realized the best thing to do was to get a testing from Amazon. This way she would not question any Amazon purchase. So after sending the way for the kit and getting it the next day, he sent it right off. After providing the urine sample a few days later, he learned that he did not have gonorrhea or chlamydia, but he did have this other one, this really weird one that he had never heard of that began with a T. Trichomoniasis. What the F is that? He thought, "Oh my god, am I going to die? What is that? Oh my god, how am I going to tell my wife?" But turns out that trich is a parasite. Oh my god. However, it's one that's easily curable, so that's a good news. So basically, after getting diagnosed, John was able to secure the right antibiotics so that the trich was cured. Literally a couple of days after taking the medication, John's itch went away. John is so incredibly relieved. Didn't have only caught something curable, and that's something like syphilis or herpes, which could be spread through skin-to-skin contact with no exchange of sexual fluids. John is also so grateful that his wife came back clean from her visit for her annual well woman exam, so his secret is safe. Once again, the scariest thing is not knowing. It is so vital to get tested. Just remember that the ones by urine, the most common ones, gonorrhea, chlamydia and trichomoniasis, are all accurate at 72 hours after exposure. You could send away for your test kit. The ones by blood are more serious, so a standard test for HIV/AIDS would be accurate at 21 days after exposure. Herpes, syphilis and hepatitis has would be accurate at 90 days after exposure. So if you are somebody who is very active, it makes sense to test now to get your baseline and then just test again every few months. This way you know your status. Most things are easily curable and the rest are treatable. Thanks again for watching this episode of The Wrong Hole Scary Real STD Stories. Please like and subscribe for more exciting similar content that is fun and educational.